Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Tech session. Today I will be the moderator of this panel, and with me, with three special guests, Frederico Gil, you can join me, former tennis player, one of the greatest in Portugal. Yes, welcome. And now coach and manager of his own academies. Diogo Mascarenhas, founder and CEO of Tiesports, a software solution to manage tennis clubs. Yeah, in the second, okay. And finally, Nuno Barroca, chief scout of Sporting Club Farense, a professional sport club here in Algarve and one of the biggest in Portugal. Welcome, everyone. So,
thank you.
It's working? Yes,
yep.
Of course. So I will start with Frederico. Frederico, you had a successful career as a tennis player, and now you are a coach and a manager of your own academies. How was this transition to from the infield to the out of the field, and what are the main lessons you brought from the sports to business?
Hello, everyone. So first, super thankful to be here. I think these type of events are very useful and really great for everyone. And yeah, it's a new chapter in my life. That's definitely for sure. Yeah, as a competitor, I'm very demanding a bit with myself, like as to have very good results and give my best every day. So that's pretty much what I do in my life. And like regarding like coming from athlete to the business world, actually I'm enjoying really much the transition. One thing I do is I only do things I love. So I don't do things I like, I do things I love, and I just follow my dream. So for me, it's waking up every day is like, it's the dream coming true. So I only do things I love. I don't do things I like. So I follow that every day, and I feel also the universe and everything, like I attract that and I follow that. So I believe that we should like yeah, we should do that like in a daily basis. But like yeah, that's what I do.
I think it's very good to the business part. Love what we do.
Yeah.
And be very competitive as well. Improve every day.
And perseverance, you know, like you should like, yeah.
Yeah, it's very good lessons we can bring from sports to business, of course. Thank you, Frederico. Diogo, as the founder of a sports technology startup, what were the main reasons that led you to create Tiesports, and how did your experience as an entrepreneur influence the solution you offer today?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me. I would say that my experience came from the perspective of the player. So I started as a player, and I found that a huge gap between the clubs and the technology. As you as understood, I'm related to software, so I immediately found an opportunity to create something that could drive technology to the clubs. So we started doing exactly a management tool for them that could deliver. So I think the companies like ours are like enablers of technology and enablers for innovation. So for me, my main experience came from that perspective of the business, and the way we can engage the people, the players with the businesses. This is the point where I found a great opportunity to deliver more players to the sport and to drive the clubs to new opportunities.
Perfect. Thank you, Diogo. Nuno, the role of chief scout involves a deep connection between understanding the game and talent analysis. How did your journey lead you to this position, and what are the biggest challenge you face when identifying new talent?
Okay. Thank you for being here with this great panel and in this great event. So, like you, like the rest of the panel, I started as a player too. I started with 5 years old playing football. I did all my formation in Farense, where I'm working now. But when I see that I couldn't reach professional level, I decided to go to university and dedicated to sports from another side. So I took a degree on sports training in Rio Maior, and then I come back to Faro to start working here. At first as a coach, like an intern, and then going step by step. At first as a coach, starting at the field. And after 2 years, I was invited to join the scouting of the club, more to the professional side and not for the youngsters. And I'm the chief scout since 2 years ago, but I started in the scouting department for 5 years now. Yeah, and you see the connection between being in the field, training as a coach, and knowing the player from now. I work on office, not inside of the field. It's a very tight connection. To my work, if you don't know the scouting, we have to analyze the players to sign for my club, to see which player is the best one to sign for the club. Okay, so you have to understand what is happening inside the field, collectively, and for me more individually as a player. So we have to understand what is happening inside to understand what is the best player to sign for the club. So I think it's a very tight connection between that. But I was 2 years ago, I was a chief scout and assistant coach in the under-23 team. But at some point we have to decide, okay, or you want to be a coach or you want to be a scout. Because we cannot make 2 jobs at the same time. It's very difficult. We cannot focus at both. So I decided to focus on scouting because it's a very demanding job. And so here I am.
Okay, thank you. So you start to understand the game, and then to understand the talent, or to identify and develop the talent first. Thank you. Diogo, technologies have a huge impact the way our sports are managed. Can you tell us a little about how Tiesports is transforming the management of tennis clubs? A little bit more.
I'm not going to repeat myself, but I'm doing management for clubs. It's easier to understand. But I think the most important thing that you can discuss today is really the topic of innovation. I think we should be the enablers of that. So we should, our role in the ecosystem, it's really to bring it to the clubs. I'm seeing 2 good examples nearby. Frederico Gil, as a tennis player, I think is going to have a lot of good opportunities with what is happening now with AI and machine learning, because the way you can analyze the biomechanical of the players during training. So the academies are going to have a huge advantage of the innovation that is happening right now. And I was listening also to Bruno, and the way the scouting is going to change, I believe, because the amount of data that is running on our softwares, our databases, that's a key for the clubs and for the academies to understand, to detect talent, for example. So I think the discussion today is really how to enable that innovation and how to take advantage of it, especially on the sports where the competition between clubs and academies, you know, it's as well as me. So it's very, very tough, I believe. You have to be quick and you have to find the players first from the others. You have to be quick to train a good player before it gets too old. So there's a lot of things that we can deliver, and our role is exactly that. So I see Tiesports as an enabler of this huge opportunity that we have right now with innovation.
For sure. Okay, Nuno, in terms of scouting, how can technology be an ally to identify and develop the talent? And what are some of the technologies, tools, or approach that have proven to be most useful?
Okay. In my reality, we work with three softwares. At first, Y-Scout, that is a software that you can watch all the games around the world by computer. We don't have to go live to watch, for example, a game in US. I don't have to go to US to watch a game. I can watch games on my computer from everywhere, from around the world, Australia, US, around the world. So my job every day is watching games in my office from the markets that we find, that we think that are the best ones to find to sign players. And then we have a database where we make our reports from the clubs that we like, that we think that can join us. We have a huge database at the moment. We have around 6,000 players in our database, so we're talking about a huge database. Every day we doing reports. For you to understand, our scouting department is structured at first by me. I'm the head of scouting. Then we have two scouts that are working in our office, and then we have more 6, 7 that are working extern. It means they working in their house around Portugal, and they watch games live and on computer too. So we have a huge network that help us to reach more players. So it's very good. And then we have a software that is Transfer Room, that is every club in the world, mainly the biggest ones in Europe and some of America too, Asia. Transfer Room, it's like a connection between the boards of the clubs. For example, if I have interest in a player, I send a message in that software that goes directly to the sports director, okay, and then I have a direct contact with them. So it's easier to reach the clubs, to talk with them. It's a very good software. It's around that. For you to understand too, the scouting, it's not working directly with the coach, with the head coach. We work for the board. We work for the board, and we make the connection between the board, what the board wants for the club, what type of players, what system we're going to play, and then we make the connection to the coach, because the coach wants a type of player that he prefers for the way he's going to play. So we have to make both happy. So it's not easy because sometimes our chairman thinks this player is not that good. Sometimes the coach thinks, I don't like this one. So we have to make both happy, and sometimes it's not very easy. Yeah, but coming back, we working now with 3 softwares.
Okay. How many games do you see per day?
Per day. So this year we gain just 2 because we have more things to do. Because we have meetings, we have other things to do. But some years we watch 3, 4 games per day. Yeah, but it's at the end of the day we came very tired. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Frederico, from a coach point of view, how do you see the integration of technology for the training of new athletes? And is there any tool or innovation that you consider essential to improve his talent?
Yeah, I think it's really useful. So first, with Diogo and Tiesports, we're doing now a collaboration as well. I'm integrating Tiesports inside the FredGil concept of tennis and maybe some other sports later with rackets. But I do believe that, and we talked already with the university here, and we have a project to develop one of the most technology courts in Portugal with Algarve University. There is a possibility of we're working on that, and I would love to have a court where I could, as Diogo was saying, like could watch directly on court and talk directly on court with either the athlete or the client, and we could demonstrate them straight away on time, living. Like, look, here is you see this, because sometimes you, as a coach, you explain, but if the person is not seeing himself, it's more difficult to explain a few things. And one of my visions is also to have a court fully covered with cameras that we could straight away analyze, and also, hey, come here, look here, and I show, and as soon as you see, you will understand much faster. Okay, that's one thing for the technical side. And for the data side, my vision is also to have courts that gives us more all the information that is on the tour. For example, in ATP Tour, on the official leagues, every set you know exactly how many unforced errors you did, how many winners you did. So you have a statistic after each set. And why not to bring these statistics to the daily court rental for a normal client to book a match with a friend, and then in the end of the set, or they can see how many mistakes they did, how many forehands they did, how many backhands, or how much they run. So more information, and I think that's super easy to do. It's to implement a few cameras on the courts and charge a bit more. Instead of 10 euros, maybe you charge 12 or 12.50, and you have all the information. And this is a vision that we have, and I really want to bring this to Portugal. And I think it's more technology, better, for sure, and especially also for the club to have, for example, for me now with Tiesports, for me to have I can digitalize, let's say, my concept of all the locations that I have, all the courts, all the coaches, all the lessons, all the packages of the clients. You know, it's much better to have a software behind. It's all organized and it's all in one place. For me as an owner, it's better. For him, it's good. For the clients, they are happy. So it's better for everyone. So I think in tennis or in sports, the technology is super, super helpful.
Whoa. Amazing. Yeah. Excellent example of innovation in sports. I wanted, for curiosity, it's some difference when you were a player and now what you are saying is it was something different, or?
No, for me, for example, I'm used to this since young because I played on the ATP Tour, but I was not conscious about, okay, it's all these cameras, all this. For me, was normal that. Okay. And now as a owner of the FredGil project, let's put here those cameras. Let's do these courts. Also a social club. They can just implement a few cameras and then they have much more data. That for the clients, for the players, it's something super fun to discuss with a friend and see how many mistakes I just did in this. Okay, let's try to improve. You know, it's simple. It's implement 1 or 2 cameras.
Yeah, when you show, it's easier to.
I think it's simple. He knows more than me. But I think it's not that difficult to do.
We are reaching the end of our time. Unlike football, there is no extra time here. So we need to in 1 minute. I invite you, each of you, to say, okay, you already said something about your vision, but your vision for the future of innovation, your sports field.
I can say a word.
1 minute.
I think now it's the time to bring innovation. Everyone understood that. But sometimes I see too much focus on innovation, and the real thing, I think it's more about transformation. Because innovation, it's when you see, for example, a company, large companies are spending a lot of money in innovation. So forget results from that money spent on innovation, you have to spend a lot of money. And the point is, when you look at the ecosystem of sports, for example, the football, it's a good example. Here in Portugal, probably you just have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clubs can spend real money in innovation. So the point is, how many clubs you have in Portugal? More than 1,000 probably. So what about the others? So I say many times, much more important than looking for innovation, it's to transform the processes. And for that, it's quite simple because you just have to copy. And probably instead of spending a lot of money doing search for innovation, you probably just have to look to 1 or 2 or 3 clubs and change your processes and bring the same that they spend already money with looking for that innovation. So you just have to copy and probably do it fast. So I would say that it's a copy fast operation that could bring a lot of good results instead of spending a lot of money on innovation.
Nuno, 1 minute. 1 minute to say something about the innovation in scouting area.
I think technology is very important in football too, in every sports, but in football too, in my reality. But it's not everything. For example, when I see a player and I think this is the one to sign, we complement with some database, with some data, statistics. For example, if I go for a center back, I have to complement to show the chairman, okay, this one is good because the aerial duels, it's 90% of efficiency, but it's not everything because the softwares and AI, they see things that they cannot see things that I can see. So I think it's getting more and more developed, the AI, but it's not going to replace us. I think so, for now. I hope so. But it's things that they cannot see. For example, I see a player, he's very good, his statistics are amazing, but his behavior, the AI cannot see the behavior that he gets when he doesn't have the ball, for example. That's one example, and I can see that. He's very good, but maybe he's not the best one to come to our club because he's a bad guy. And we don't want to sign bad guys. We just want to sign good players, but with good behavior too. And that's one example that AI can be very important in the future, but it's not going to be, I hope, not everything.
Okay. Thank you, Nuno. Frederico, do you want to complete your vision? Do you have for...
No, I mean, no, I'm okay, I'm fine. I think this is, but I think we should innovate, and we should not be afraid of technology. We should get a wave and surf the wave with technology. I think that's the way it should be.
Okay, thank you for your presence.
Thank you.
Excellent insights and a great overview about the sports ecosystem with the club, entrepreneur, and player, club, and entrepreneur. Okay, thank you everyone. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.